Chanda Dolsen. I'm a police officer with the City of Madison Police Department, and we started the Cyber Safety Committee probably about 3 years ago. And I started when we initially kind of got up and running. Started out doing presentations at schools, churches, different organizations, senior centers. Then I think it really actually took off much bigger than we ever expected. And we Attorney General Summit, National Social Workers Conference. We're training a lot of small departments, kind of train the trainer, so they can take this information back to their departments. We're very busy. Technology is wonderful. We actually encourage you to embrace it, but to be cognizant that there's a lot of pitfalls. First thing I would say is if you install a good antivirus, then I think you can rest a little easier knowing that you can look at different links, but I would be very cautious about what you're accessing online, because they talk about a digital footprint, and that's really big, that once you go to those sites, that never really goes away. And when you go to one site, it actually, those people at that site or organization or whatever it may be now has access to everything. If you're on Facebook, if you have kids that are on your computer, I mean, it's like it's kind of hard to give you an analogy, but it's you really open yourself up to some problems. And I would say that to adults, I'd say that to kids, about just being cautious about what the content you're looking at online. If you use the internet for whatever the reason may be, I would go to Google, put your name in the search engine, and see what comes up. You'll be surprised. If you're a friend of a friend on Facebook, or your kids are, you'd be surprised. And that, you want to make sure that you do that periodically to find out where you're at, what part of you is being exposed. Kids, if you memorize your password, that's great. If you feel like you have to write it down, because we recommend changing it often, don't tell your best friend. Maybe your parents. I had a little girl that just suggested, she said she has a little safe in her room that she keeps her passwords in it. I thought that was a great idea. So you definitely you want to be real cautious about the password you use, because if you actually type that in any search engine and you look at the most commonly used passwords, they'll tell you date of birth, first to last name, middle initial, kids' names. People that are savvy and computer savvy will probably be able to figure some of that stuff out. So there's a lot of websites that actually show you how to strengthen your password. So I always tell kids, especially for social media, only friend people you know in the physical world. If you only know them by a picture or a name or a friend of a friend of a friend, I say only friend them if you know them in the physical world. And it's hard because so many of these kids, it's that proliferation of friends. They want 1,000 friends, or 1,500 friends, because that means you're cool. I don't know, but only talk to people, socialize with people that you know in the physical world. I think when you get young kids that are looking for acceptance and they're dealing with peer pressure, I think those are the kids that some, not all of them, but some, I think right where they're kind of at that fork in the road, I think they may be a little bit more vulnerable to some of the social media and some of the sites. And I also think that you wouldn't believe all the sites that have chatting capabilities. Every gaming system to date has chatting capabilities. The Wii, the 360, the PlayStation 3, particularly if you play online. All the computer games, World of Warcraft, Diablo, all those games have chatting capabilities. You can chat with people across the country. So, and some of it is kind of part of the game. You'd be surprised at how easy it is for people. I have a video I should give to you, how easy it is for someone that knows how to talk to a 10-year-old to extract information. And in 2 sittings, this suspect was able to extract a ton of information from this girl by very simple, really really pretty insignificant questions. But before you know it, by the end of that, all of it was exposed. What school, age, things like that.